My name is Chris and I am very fortunate to be a permanent carer of two beautiful boys, something that my partner and I have been in the process for some time, and really happy to share my story today. Through work, I had the opportunity to attend Backpack for Vic Kids on a volunteering day. Didn't really understand what it meant, I just knew it was going to be a great opportunity to give back to the community. Attended, got involved with packing the backpacks and then learning about the process. It wasn't really until becoming a dad, I suppose, a few years later, that I really sort of understood and appreciated the impact of the backpack. Through I come into the care of a foster carer or a permanent carer like myself, usually come out of a really difficult situation and an environment that's not safe. So for us that meant child protection coming in and removing both boys from where they were living, and they were living in several locations. Our youngest was placed in foster care during that process, and in that sense was safe, but was very young and needed a forever home, and was, I suppose, waiting for his forever family, and eventually we came along. We're very excited by that. Our oldest was a bit of a different circumstance. Foster care can be really tricky, and it can be a lot to take on, so unfortunately his placement there was not safe either. So both of our boys come from difficult circumstances, and I guess in that sense carry a bit of baggage with them. On face value, they look like any other boy, any other kid. They just love to have fun, love to be outdoors, love to ride their bikes, but everything for them is layers. They have lots of different layers. For us, meeting our boys was like the most amazing day. We'll never forget. It was really emotional, but just the most fulfilling moment you could possibly imagine. It's a bit of a process for permanent care to have a child come into your care. There's a transition period of usually a couple of days or a few weeks. And that period is all about being comfortable with each other and kind of getting everything prepared, if you like. You would think, or you might think, and certainly we did think, that there might be, or that there would be more support more broadly about the process, but truly, if I'm honest, the permanent carer, that you really own that process yourself. With that in mind, when a child does come into your permanent care, they really don't come with much. You would think there would be a bit of a story, or in my mind, a bit of a book of everything that's happened, and that's not really there. And that translates to the physical things as well. In most cases, and certainly in our case, both boys came with the backpack on their back, with a change of clothes, a blankie, a plushie, and a torch, and that was really it. I didn't understand where the backpack came from and didn't make the connection until I came back for a visit only recently, actually, with my team to pack some backpacks. And it dawned on me whilst packing the backpack that actually the backpack that our boys both came with was exactly that, was a backpack built for them in that moment of need and in that moment of displacement. And interestingly, when I think about the contents of the backpacks, there are a couple of things that really stand out that, again, we didn't understand why they were important to the boys and didn't understand where they came from, but we just knew that was something that was close for them, that was like a comforter for them. And two things in particular really stand out, actually. They both have a blanket that, as kids, you know, they love their blankie, but they both came with a blanket from their backpack that they still have today. That's really important to them. And also torches. So they both have two different types of torches in their backpack, and they're both fascinated by torches and little lights. And both the blanket and the torch is sort of a keepsake for them. So it's a really interesting thing to go back and connect and to now understand where these items came from and why they're so important to them. Being displaced from wherever these children were at a really difficult time and a traumatic time, and usually very early in the morning, having something that they can hang on to and feel connected to and feel like it's theirs is really important. I've always found it a bit tricky with donations and where do I put my time, or where can I give value or money towards. Sometimes some facilities, they seem detached, I guess, and you don't really understand where your support or your donation's going to. I would say Backpack for Vic Kids is a really wonderful and important way to give back to kids in need and in really difficult times. And they're kids here. They're kids just around the corner, just down the road from you, a few minutes drive, a couple of hours drive. This isn't something that's far away or disconnected. This is something that's in our community now. and even just giving up your time to pack a backpack. I can promise you, you've never packed a backpack more delicately or with such precision in your life, because the gravity that you feel and the importance that you feel of this backpack, knowing that it's going to be given to a kid in a really difficult time and that it will be really valuable for them, it's an awesome way to give back to the community.